Welcome to an instant reaction episode of the Illinicast. We haven't done this before, but we haven't really had a reason to do it before. But finally, the Illini play a good game from start to finish. Illinois 27, Maryland 24. This was the game that we've been waiting for all season. I'm not sure what else to say. We're going to have a guest on from the Turtleheads podcast momentarily. But I just want to say Caden Fagan did exactly what he needed to do. He should be our running back moving forward. Brett played Brett Ball. We didn't play a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but for the first time in a long time, we just didn't make some of the stupid mistakes. Our offensive line wasn't great, but you know what? They took care of business, and some of the calls went our way this time. A couple of bounces went our way this time, as opposed to every other game this season. So, I feel bad for the Maryland fans, but not that bad because we've been on the short end of the stick all season long. Speaking of Maryland fans, I'm going to bring on Lee Ramsey from the Turtleheads. Hold on. Lee, there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
I can't see you. We can hear you. I don't know if you're throwing some middle fingers up at me or something like that. That's why you
No,
block.
I I'm not sure. The camera says it's working, but it's not on, so I'm not sure. I apologize. I
Hey,
can.
no, that's completely okay. It's completely okay. So initial reaction. What do you think?
Oh man, it's a disappointment to say the least. If I had to say, I mean, Tricky came on your all's podcast earlier this week, and I don't think this was what we were expecting at all. Um, I think you guys really won it honestly in special teams. Our kicker can't make a field goal from, he had that one to tie it up there, but a missed field goal. And it seemed like every time we kicked the ball to you guys, you were getting a 25, 30, 40-yard return on it. And you guys had great field position all day. So hats off to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, our return game was great. Unfortunately, not many of those occasions did we capitalize on it. At least two of those times we were three and out. But yeah, I mean, you're right in the sense where it's a game for the first time. Like, and again, I mean no disrespect. Like, I think we were the better team today. You were running at Luke Altmaier, and a lot of times he was still running for his life. But what's different from the interview I had with Tricky as opposed to the talk I'm having with you right now is the game you just saw Illinois play. They haven't played all season long. Every single game we were down early, and so we were forced to basically give up the running game. And yeah, we don't have two of our starting running backs, but you saw the guy that we do have.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
he's a beast. He
yeah
was a he's a big guy.
he was our highest rated recruit, Caden Fagan, 6'3", 250 pounds, and it's a frustration of the Illini fan base. Even last Friday, when we had the ball at the Nebraska 1 yard line, we tried passing it two times instead of just handing it to this big tank to try to get that 1 yard. That's why we all had our breath held when we were at the 1 yard line today. Just to tie it up because first time Altmaier overthrew Isaiah Williams and was just a horrible pass. But for us, we're just holding our breaths again because it's just like just give it to the kid, and all you need is a yard. And he was able to plow through. Our defense, had a pretty solid game. They were bothering Talia. You're yeah, I mean, sorry, like I haven't, unlike you, I have not been on the winning end, so I'm trying to
Hey,
gather my thoughts here.
yeah, I mean, I think I really look back to Caden Prather's fumble in the first half. That really kind of changed the momentum. I was expecting us to go down and, at least take a 17-7, if not a 21-7 lead into halftime. We fumble, and that's been a problem with our team all year long is ball security, and our receivers just dropping passes. And I know the elements weren't great at the start of that game, but man, you're a Division I college football player. You shouldn't be blaming a wet football or something like that. But and then I look at it right before going into the half, you guys were getting ready to kick that field goal. Locks calls a timeout for what reason I don't know. I don't know why you're trying to ice a kicker from 20 yards, but you guys come out. grabbed the bull by the horns and took the momentum into half, and then came right back out and put us on us again. So um, very disappointing. I guess we'll have to send you some Old Bay and burger cookies and nuts chips. So, um, but yeah, I think you nailed it. You guys were the better team. We didn't deserve to win the football game today. Um, so basketball season is right around the corner. It's only like 14, or not quite 14 days, but like 21 days till we have an exhibition. So uh, Maryland's a football school.
So I'm just curious, like, they showed the graphic, and I didn't realize it was so drastic. Where Mike Locksley has a habit of getting off to hot starts, and then kind of as the season ends, they kind of slow down. Is that something that you guys are kind of all like on edge about now, especially after losing to what many consider probably one of the worst teams in Power Five?
Yeah, I mean, I think we always, that was our one thing. We came out 4-5-0. We didn't play that great of football teams to begin with, but our back end of our schedule is always top heavy. We always have Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and then you sprinkle in a couple of the teams that you should beat. We always have Rutgers, and I thought they went back to the old Rutgers today, but they stormed back and won that game. So Rutgers isn't looking like that cakewalk of a team that we normally have. So um, I think the fan base, from what I'm seeing on Twitter, is starting to get very frustrated with, I don't want to say Loxley, but just the play calling. That last drive, the first play, we get 20, 25 yards on a screen pass, and then we just call runs from there on out, a shotgun draw play on 3rd and 6, and then we kick the field goal. I think the fan base is starting to get a little frustrated, just given everybody thought this was Maryland's year to really kind of do something, and then we've dropped two in a row, and today to a team we really shouldn't have dropped one to. So, um, yeah, it's very frustrating for us Maryland fans. I'm happy you guys are able to celebrate at our cost, though, I guess, suppose.
Well, after the interview with Tricky, we've basically started an alliance with the Turtleheads in our hatred for Purdue.
Oh,
It's
good.
one of those where we needed the win, so unfortunately, you guys had to be the sacrificial lambs here. But we're going to be rooting for you guys moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, like, what changes do you think Maryland needs to make? Like, do you stay the course, or now that you've lost two in a row, do you think some adjustments need to be made?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at the stats solely off today, I mean, Talia threw for almost 290 yards. We ran the ball at almost 3.5 yards a clip. I mean, I think it's just the decision making and play calling when it really matters. That's kind of been and I forget who it was at the beginning of the season said Josh Gaddis wasn't all that he was meant out to be. Um, so I don't know. Just there's some head scratching moments, and it really came back today too. Just some undisciplined play from our defense, and moments when it really mattered. We had a couple of roughing the passer calls, the face mask, hands to the face, just in inopportune times that really had plagued us in years past, and I'm afraid that it's coming back. We got a little maybe too high on our own horse. And, I think we probably honestly overlooked you guys, if I'm being quite honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the interview with me and Tricky, I didn't give us much of a chance at all,
Oh, I
and
know. You had
it's
us right where
funny.
you wanted us.
It's funny. Like, I'm actually considered one of the more positive Illinois fans in our fan base, but my wife was reading through my timeline, and she was just like, "Are you okay?" Like, I was being just, "Oh, here we go, season over again. This is where we screw up. Game over." But that's just kind of the cycle that the team has gotten into us, and we've had issues with our offensive play calling all year long, and I don't think it was necessarily solved today. There was a lot of we established that running game. We did a really good job with it, but then you just saw on certain drives where we just kind of went away from it again. Luke had some his rushing yards wasn't that great. I think it was like 14 attempts for like 35 yards, but the two long runs that he got for us were huge for us momentum wise, and that first pick that he had wasn't necessarily his fault. I think that was a pass interference that you guys may have gotten away with, and you were able to come back and score which is exactly what teams are supposed to do with getting breaks. But yeah, I saw that happen, and for me, it was just here we go again, here we go again. Um, I'm a pretty big gambler, and I kept live betting Maryland. So trust me, I'm a lot broker after this game. But this is why I bet against Illinois, because at the end, even if I lose money, I still got a smile on my face.
Yeah, well, no, I bet on Maryland to win, so I don't even have a smile. I'm just sad all around. So, but no, I think I agree. Altmaier played extremely well today. The one interception, I even agree with you. I think Shepard got there early, and we got a lucky bounce on that. But um, that read option play that you guys got, that 9 or 10 yards right there, really helped you guys out. And he even had a play similar to it at the beginning of the game where
Mhm.
both our defenders took the running back and he pulled it out and got 15 or 20 yards off of it. So I was, he didn't have these great stats. I think he threw for over 200, a little over 200 yards, but I mean, he certainly didn't hurt you guys today. And I think that's what kind of has been his problem. He's gotten a lot better the last 4 games. I saw he had like 7 interceptions the first 3 and then only had one the previous 3 coming in. So, um, like I said, your guys' running back that started today was a beast. You guys came out and punched us in the mouth and kind of put us on our butts to start it off.
Yeah, and we kind of needed it because if we didn't win this game today, we're playing Wisconsin next week, and we're looking at a 2-6 start to the season, including 0-4 in the Big Ten. And at that point, you're talking about locker room issues. You're just talking about a fan base which is pretty fickle to begin with. All of a sudden, kind of like you're saying, "Hey, when's basketball season? When's basketball
Yeah.
season?" So, yeah, I mean, that's it for me today. Lee, you got any closing thoughts? We're gonna record a longer podcast later in the week.
Yeah, no, congratulations to you guys. We'll hold up our end of the bet, unlike Bacon Wire and the LEO podcast have. So we'll send you out the Utz chips, some Old Bay, and some burger cookies. We'll get it on the road. Just make sure you send one of us your address.
No problem. And even though I won the bet, like I said, we're still uniting in our hate for the blue and gold, or black and gold.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yes, 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 I agree. Well, I'm not a big, well, I guess the team up in Ann Arbor is not blue and gold, where they maize. So,
Yeah, yes, amazing gold, I guess. But
yeah. So, hey, man, thanks
all
for
right,
having me
thanks,
on. I
Lee.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Before I let you go, can you let my listeners know where to find you?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and Spotify at Turtleheads Talk. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're also on Twitter. So, give us a follow. We try to be on there as much as we can, interact with all the other big banter guys. So, thanks for having us on. Appreciate it.
No problem. Definitely follow these guys. Their podcast is definitely one of the more entertaining ones on Big Banter. Everything they talk about tends to get reactions out of people. And I'm very grateful that we're aligning on the same side because I'd rather not go against these guys. So, Lee, once again, it was a great game. Thank you for coming on. And I genuinely mean it when I say good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks. Same to you guys. Thanks.
Mhm. Once again, thank you to Lee. And I mean, that's it. It's one of those I just want to get on real quick and just talk about this football game and just get my thoughts out. This was the first game where we just played Bielema ball. And I hope that we watch this tape over and over again. Give it to our running backs, let them eat the clock. The RPO works when there's the threat of the running back. Okay, when there's a threat that we might actually hand it off to our running back, that's when Luke can all of a sudden divert attention and scream for another 14, 15 yards just by himself. We're going to have a longer podcast for you early next week talking about it. Austin will be joining me. But for now, I just want to get a instant reaction out there. I hope Caden is okay. I know he got hurt at the end of the game. I'm really looking forward to once I get off here, listening to the Brett Bielema press conference and trying to find out what the situation with Keith Randolph and Malik Elzy is. I've been fed some information from a source in the team, so I just want to wait for him to talk about it before I confirm anything because I'm not a journalist in any sort of imagination. I'm just a fan. But please do me a favor. If you can like and subscribe to this video, I would sincerely appreciate it. It costs you nothing. it helps a little channel like us out so much, and that gives us the ability to keep sharing this content for absolutely free to all of Illini Nation. All right, and with that, I'm Sunny Verma. Follow me at Illinicast for Illinois content, or at the Sunny V if you just want to talk about sports in general. And we will see you next week.